guys? We're back for another Dokkan battle video. So we have got a lot of shenanigans. The good old global shenanigans are here in full force. This is one of the most bizarre instances of global shenanigans, or I mean, this one I'm very comfortable calling this a global shaft, right? Like a global exclusive game breaking bug, right? Hey, y'all said you wanted the global exclusives, right? So instead of, the global first, LR Kid Buu, you guys get the global exclusive. You can't play the game. So I don't know. Again, it's pretty bizarre. Again, this issue that Global is currently having here, where you basically can't use support items and many events in the game just aren't playable. This did not happen on JP. It's a little surprising. I mean, they pushed back the World Tournament. They gave, honestly, to me, I feel like it's just a placeholder date in April. I believe that, I think it's April 23rd is when they sort of put the World Tournament on. But again, I think that's probably a placeholder more than anything, right? It's definitely not going to take them until the end of April to fix this. I would have, see, here's the thing. It's one of these things. Man, there's a lot to talk about. I don't necessarily blame global players too much for being very upset about this current situation, because again, the game is mostly unplayable. They did acknowledge it though. That's the thing, right? Man, okay. Again, there's a lot to discuss here. So I think this probably will be fixed by Saiyan Day. That's just my guess. Saiyan Day is a pretty, I mean, it's not like one of these huge major celebrations, but it is a global and JP sort of same time, big enough that they're going to go ahead and do a Dokkan now and stuff like that. So again, I do expect that these issues should be cleared up by Saiyan Day, and we'll probably see Global again have their World Tournament, I would assume, earlier than April 23rd or whatever it currently is scheduled on, right? Again, I don't think global players being very upset about this right now. It's not really I'm not gonna say y'all shouldn't be upset, right? Because it's definitely a goofy ass situation. But I did see some comparisons, right? Like in this tweet right here, people talking about everyone was talking much more vocally about this situation right here, the New Year's Step Up banner, where LRUI Goku was not correctly in the actual the pool, right? It's explained right here, right? This LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku is available rather than UI Goku. I presume this is some issue because of the fact that UI Goku was a global first, right? Typically, a lot of these problems at this point, in the last couple years, you can point out a point of origin for them of being related to when they're sort of, it's when Akatsuki sort of changes up the schedule, they release stuff on JP in a certain order. It's when they have to do something besides just copy the code in the same order that they did for JP, issues tend to crop up, right? So this happened, but the thing about this, right, is that we became aware of this issue, and Akatsuki did not acknowledge it for quite a while after we all started talking about it. And eventually the banner was removed, but this is after days the banner was removed, right? This situation is a little bit different. They did not just oh, they're not acknowledging it, they're pretending the game is fine. It's no, they're saying yeah, by the way, the game is the game is fucked, sorry. They know, right? They're definitely working on it, and this is definitely a type of situation that's causing them to lose money, right? So of course it's definitely being worked on. And they definitely are. Again, my best guess is it'll be fixed by Saiyan Day. I've been wrong many times before, but we shall see. And this guy was basically just saying, talk about it more. Sure, I'll make another video on it, but a lot of the stuff I've already said is just stuff I've already said before. I would look at a lot of the comments, stuff like that, but one thing I would say is that, again, I don't necessarily think this guy is too wrong, right? He's just saying global is not in a good spot right now. Let's just talk about it more. But it is a point where we all have made videos on it, right? And Akatsuki has addressed it and acknowledged it, they're working on a fix, right? Because this is definitely costing them money. No matter what, when the situation pops up that's costing them money, they're gonna find a fix. So it's coming soon. We'll see. Maybe, support memories are coming to global for Saiyan Day, or the costume change. Again, a lot of people saying revival characters. I don't think so for revival. I think because that's like the main anniversary gimmick. I do think it could come to global early, but not this early, right? That's just what I'm thinking. I also do want to make a point here. Like, I've noticed on Twitter, man, it's like I saw this tweet, and it's like I want to address this. And it's very difficult because it's like, man, if I quote this or if I reply, because like this guy tagged like so many different people, right? So like if I reply to it, it blows it up. And it's like, man, do I just ignore this? Like, maybe should I just have DM'd the guy? But it's like I'll quote it and say like I have made videos on it. And of course it turns into a war zone. God damn it, do I hate that? Like, I can't at this point on Twitter. Man, people could call me out. I'm not even defending myself because I'm not interested in creating these wars. Or like this guy, like, again, this is not the worst tweet ever, right? Like he's just saying like, can we talk more about what's going on with global? Because this is a pretty significant issue, right? For sure. And like this guy was getting attacked. I don't really think he needed to be attacked for this. So I would definitely ask that people relax a bit. I would say. Because I'm not mad at Game Rager right here. Now, the other thing, too, I was looking at some tweets. I was kind of like following up, seeing what people were thinking. I saw Luka Dokkan did this survey right here. I was just looking through the comments, and I just wanted to point something out real fast. The one and only solution that makes sense. Bring both versions to the same state. No more exclusive bullshit, just my opinion. It's almost as though I've been saying this, and people say, no, I love the global foresight. I love being able to see into the future what banners are coming and blah, blah, blah. I'm telling you right now, there's more trouble than it's worth, like the way it currently is. Now, I saw Garesh. Garesh was actually saying, here, let me actually pull this. Here, I'm going to pull his tweet up real fast. Garesh was saying that he now thinks it could just be that perhaps Akatsuki is not able to manage like both versions at the same time like that. Maybe they think that. I mean, dude, that has to be like, there's no way, right? Like, I don't know, man. It's just like they really couldn't do that. So here's what Gresh said, right? Pretty realistic possibility that one of the reasons they don't sync up JP and global versions permanently is because they're actually just incapable of managing global at the same time. I don't know. I mean, it certainly, they don't seem very competent when it comes to global. I mean, I'll give you that. But like, there's just no way. I have to imagine, again, maybe I'm just the biggest moron in the world, which I probably am. But I really think if they just got, like, if they synced the versions up, dude, I think they would make more money. I think people would be happier. I think there'd be less issues. Literally the only argument you could make right now against that is you think global is actually treated better. So you don't want that to happen because then the preferential treatment global gets would go away. That's literally the only argument against it. That collapses on itself because then people have to admit, god damn it, that most of the time global's not actually shafted and is in fact treated much better with the tickets and the discounts and stuff like that, which is so big. I'm still saying, no matter what, they get the version synced up, the game is just going to be in a much better state overall. Everyone's going to be happier. I think they'd make more money. I mean, dude, we're 6 years in. Dokkan has been just absolutely killing it in 2021. I guess I do sort of have to preface that by saying on the JP side of things, Dokkan has been absolutely killing it. I mean, global has now just been a plethora of bugs. I would think that in the long run, this is going to be thought of as a W for global, though. It's kind of the same thing. I've heard so many complaints about JP getting the 300 stones, the infamous, let's go ahead and pull it up. The infamous 300 stone issue. Where is it? Here it is. Right here. The infamous 300 stone issue. Like global players talk about this. They don't discuss this in the fact that JP was broken. Honestly, I would say JP was broken then in a similar manner to the way global is. The only difference is that it was the banners that were broken, whereas for global it's the events that are broken, right? So like this is thought of as just a JPW, not but no one talks about the fact that like this could have killed the game, right? Like this was very bad. And then everyone talked about this right here. The thing that's it literally drives me insane is that people to this day still get this and this mixed up. Like it's all the time they talk about they put the wrong art on a banner and JP got 300 stones. When in fact, JP got stones refunded and then they got 5 stones. The same thing happened on global and y'all got 10 and refunds. So but yeah, I imagine that like if people try and talk about this as a global negative right now, like you're just talking out of your ass. Like as time goes on, this is only going to be thought of as a major W for global. Because like on my global account, I did all the step up summons. I got all my stones refunded and then was able to get 2 copies of Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta from those refunded stones, right? So like that is only something that's going to be thought of in a major positive way for global. We'll see what the compensation is going to be for this major issue right here. I mean, dude, look at this. Like affected areas, the entire game. Closed events, the entire game. Right? Like it's the entire damn game. So like when it comes to compensation, I do think 50 stones sounds pretty good. I mean, could they do more? Yes, but like now, like let's I would say 50 stones could actually be realistic for this issue, right? They could just give everyone a multi. Like it's not gonna hurt anything, right? But that I would say is the limit of a realistic compensation. People asking for anything above 50 stones, like you're just not being realistic, right? Like come on. But I still have not, dude. I'm telling you, back in 2015, there was an issue. I think it was when Int Cell came out. Super attacks did not work on the game and like 50 stones was given out or something like that. I've seen that talked about multiple times. I looked for it. I couldn't find it. I couldn't find, like, they don't have it on the errors, changes, problems, like wiki or something like that. Like I didn't dive into YouTube. Maybe like Living Ichigo or D-Free had done a video on it way back in the day. That's very possible. I did not check there. I probably should have. But like that, like, I don't know. Honestly, I do think 50 stones is very possible. People, might scoff at that and be like, oh, well, they're actually going to give out like 7 stones. And that certainly could be the case. But, people, including me, were saying that they weren't going to refund global for the step-up summons, and they did. And then they gave 10 stones to everyone, which is solid. So, again, I'm not going to be surprised if it's at least decent compensation. If you're upset that global is killed right now, like, there's nothing wrong with that. But, I mean, Akatsuki is aware of it, right? Like, at this point, like, sending them emails, like, replying to every single tweet that they have, that's not doing anything because they've already acknowledged it. It's much different when it's if you want to email Akatsuki, what you email them about is about, okay, this, I mean, they probably should put, well, I don't know. What you want to email Akatsuki about is this right here. The fact that the incredible gem characters on JP, you could buy them infinite amounts of times, right? But on global, you cannot. That, I think, is where you should be complaining to Akatsuki right now. There are players who use this Krillin for other reasons in the past, and now they cannot rainbow him, they cannot EZA him, and they cannot get LR Prime Battle Frieza's EZA done. They can't get it done because they have not instituted the no limit policy on these SSRs. This to me is still a bigger issue because they have not addressed it. They have not talked about it. They have not acknowledged it. They're not talking about creating a fix. They're not talking about anything. This is just here, right? Whereas at least this major issue with global, events not working, support items not working and stuff like that, like they've discussed it, they're working on it, like it's addressed, right? So that I would say is the big difference. So let me know what you guys think of 2021 been very busy with the global shenanigans. Let me know what you guys think. Again, my best guess is that this probably will be fixed by same day, but we shall see what ends up happening, right? So thanks guys for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.